Let's pull up some of this weirdity, this absurdity, oddity, shady dealings, weirdity. So we have this tweet from Al-Walid Talal. He says, I don't believe that the proposed offer by Elon Musk, $54.20, comes close to the intrinsic value of Twitter given its growth prospects. Being one of the largest and long-term shareholders of Twitter, Kingdom, KHC, and I reject this offer. Elon Musk responded to this in a very powerful way. But the first thing I want to do is give you some context. In a story from Reuters, published by Yahoo Finance, they say something very simple. Let me scroll down. Serial underperformer. Twitter's lower than expected user additions in recent months have raised doubts about its growth prospects, even as it pursues big projects such as audio chat rooms and newsletters. Yes, anybody who knows anything knows that Twitter has constantly struggled.
That's right.
So what about Elon Musk's premium offer as a bad deal? Well, for the prince in Saudi Arabia, maybe it is a bad deal. Elon Musk responded. Interesting. Just 2 questions, if I may. How much of Twitter does the kingdom own directly and indirectly? What are the kingdom's views on journalistic freedom of speech?
Whoa.
Brutal.
Elon Musk is a brave man in going after some of the biggest companies and political leaders in the world. But he makes a really good point, and I'll throw it back to the point I made earlier. I believe the prince, Al-Walid, is correct. $54.20 doesn't come close to the true value of Twitter, which is controlling the American news cycle, especially if you're dependent upon the United States for weapons and you like a lot of the U.S. foreign interests when it comes to destabilizing the region.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. And so people talk about the fact that Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, and it's definitely very funny. There's a lot of great memes that have come out of that. But Elon Musk owning Twitter would obviously make him significantly more powerful than any billionaire who happens to own a single publication.
Well, this is also how Elon Musk, I think, makes almost all of his decisions. He thinks, what is Jeff Bezos doing? How can I do it better? That's his actual... you make phallic rocket ships? That's cute, Bezos. I'll take us to Mars.
I think you, before the show you framed it in the best way possible. So who was it? Was it you, Michael, who said, or maybe Seamus, Elon Musk is the first rich person who's something cool with their money?
Yeah, and that's not an original thought
Cernovich,
from myself. I think it might have been Cerno who said that.
Yeah. But then you said Jeff Bezos. How did you frame it?
Jeff Bezos does cool I don't know. He does cool things and makes them uncool.
You said he's interesting as a boring person.
Yeah,
he's like something like that.
And his rocket ship looks like a penis.
Well, no, you said
I mean, it
was really, really good.
A big one too.
It's like, oh man, it's like the greatest joke ever. But if only you were there, you would have heard it.
Right.
Kind of bit.
Interesting in the way a boring person is, basically.
Yeah, you said in a way a boring person is like he makes a rocket, but it's not cool.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks like a penis.
Did you see Elon and Jeff were on Twitter talking back and forth about turning Twitter headquarters into a homeless shelter? And Bezos was like, actually, it's a great idea. We converted half of the Amazon, I don't know, his headquarters or something, into a homeless shelter, and the employees can volunteer. And Elon was like, interesting.
The best part about
uncool.
It's like it's very, the way that this has become a very hostile takeover kind of situation. What I love about it is every time Elon does something new and he's rebuffed, but whether it's by the Saudis or whether it's by the board or Parag Agrawal, they say, "Oh, okay, they got Elon now. Oh, too bad. It was gonna." As if Elon just woke up one day and said, "Hey, buy."
Yeah,
It's hard to buy 9% of Twitter. You kind of have a plan going into it, and you don't become the richest guy on earth on accident. You generally speaking, you're pretty smart about these things. And Elon, not forget about Plan B that he talked about today. I bet you he's got Plan C and D and E and
He's an engineer. That's what they do.
This is the
contingencies.
The ultimate thing about Elon Musk that I've been saying for a long time. He's the greatest living American. He is the only person.
I'm right here. Okay.
He's the only person on Earth right now with a positive vision for the future of humanity that actually involves, the dignity of the individual. It actually involves freedom, and it's constructive. He's not a guy who's lamenting the past. He's not a guy who thinks it's all over. He doesn't believe we're at the end of history. He's a guy who's like, let's make things cooler than anybody's ever made them. Let's go further than anybody's ever gone. Let's go faster. The greatest answer maybe in the history of, the greatest answer in the history of media is when Larry King asked Vice President Dick Cheney if we should bomb Iran. And Dick Cheney said, for what? The second best answer in the history of media is when Jay Leno was trying to jab at Elon Musk for putting bulletproof windows on the Cybertruck. And he's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And Elon said, Because it's badass. Like, what are you talking about?